James Thomas, today I have producer Jeanine Thomas. The name of the movie is The Optimist. Very interesting film. I'm going to let Jeanine tell us the synopsis first. Tell us a little bit about the film.
So The Optimist is the true story of a Holocaust survivor who escaped Auschwitz when he was 15 years old. Herbert Heller. He lived in the US after he got out of Prague. And the film is about his story that we learn about in flashback. And in the present day, it's he and a teen talking about his traumas and hers. And the movie's a beautiful movie that kind of intertwines between his story and her story and the traumas of hers and the traumas of his. And it's really about healing past and present trauma. Yeah.
Now, how did you get involved as producer?
I met Herbert back in 2014 and spent a lot of time with him. Just hearing all of his stories, it was amazing. He's an amazing person. And he asked me to get him talks at school. So I did. And watching him in front of these teens, young adults, and watching how he affected them, I said, this needs to be a movie. Mm-hmm. And then I started around 2015, really pushing. I'm like, okay, I've got to figure this out. Never done a film before, but this needs to be a movie for everyone to see. The world needs it now. So,
if you don't mind my asking, what was the total budget for this film?
The budget was right around 10 million.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Great. Started out a lot lower.
I can imagine. Another thing I want to ask you is, as producer and in actually getting to sit down with Herbert and hear his story, mm-hmm. How did that affect you? How did to actually want to do the film? Listening to him, how did that affect you?
It affected me by really making me understand the importance of understanding the past so that we don't keep having it roll forward. And then in seeing him talk to kids, like, oh, they've got to figure out, like, this past was so much worse, and I'm just realizing what I found out from this. A lot of teens today don't feel like they have it better, and teen suicide levels are really high here. Second leading cause of death, ages 10 to 34. So
suicide, yeah.
It made me realize, like, the past and the present is really important to focus on. We have to focus on, our elders and our kids today to create more love and connection and healing spaces to have the world be a better place. And a lot less divisiveness. I love the interfaith piece of all of this, and just there's so much divisiveness in the world today, and I really want to have a lot less divisiveness. So
is that what you would like the audience to take away from this film?
Yeah, the word that comes to mind is impact, and I feel like this is a film for all ages. When I first started, I said it was 8 to 108, or 8 to 108. Now it's PG-13, so we'll go with 13 to 93, 103. I don't know. But yeah, just of watching the film and, walking out of that theater a better person than you walked in. Mm-hmm. And caring more about everything around us, Yeah.
It's interesting. I hear what you're saying on all of it. How important is learning about one's history to that individual?
Is that a question?
Yes. How important do you think it is? Because it seems, in seeing what I did see in the film and listening to you talk, it seems like we as individuals it is particularly in the environment that we're in today, the atmosphere of the world today. We should learn about our history more because it seems like we're lost.
I think understanding our personal history is really important. And then also in watching movies about history in general, so that we have a better understanding that maybe the person beside us is going through stuff we don't understand, so that we should have more connection and more love and a lot less fear. Um, but as far as the personal history, I see that as super important to understand, especially like what did our parents go through? What did
Mhm.
our grandparents go through? Because I truly believe there's this thing called ancestral trauma that just keeps getting passed down to generations until it's healed.
I
And I feel that today and the next generation for sure, like it's all built up, and we have to be the ones that are releasing this cycle so that it doesn't continue forward because it's getting too much. Um, and just a personal story of my father passed in 2012. I was super close with him. And even since he's passed, I've realized a lot more about him and a lot of things I know he didn't work on in this life that I
Mhm.
kind of feel are getting passed on to me. I'm like, okay, I will release this so that it doesn't keep passing down to my kids or my sister or brother's children. But the importance of that.
Yeah.
So,
I'm speaking with Jeanine Thomas. We're talking about the film The Optimist. When is it actually being released? This is being released this year, and what time?
it is being released March 11th in theaters nationwide. And it is a limited release for the first week. So, um, and then it will, when we do amazing that first week, it'll just go into theaters all over the place, I hope. So,
That sounds
yeah.
great. Jeanine, thank you so much for joining us on Morning Blend. I have to give you credit because you didn't produce before, and this is your first film. So I do as I always do and say, you go, girl. Thank you
Hey, thanks.
again.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
I'll keep going.
There you go. Don't
All right.
stop.